Dark Queen sails!
Fight fire with fire. Burn, burn, burn. From fire reborn. Growing mayhem.
Too slow. Bow and blade, swift as a coursing river.
Cry havoc!
Any last words? Let's make some kebabs.
Ha! The locker cannot hold me! Death before the mast!
Too slow.
This might sting.
Light my fire.
Bow and blade.
Any last words?
Swift as a coursing river.
Let's make some kebabs.
The Dark Queen sails!
This might sting.
Too slow.
Any last words?
Cry havoc! Ha! The locker cannot hold me! Death before the mast!
Let's make some kebabs.
Eternal agony.
This might sting.
The Dark Queen sails!
Bow and blade, swift as a coursing river. Too slow.
Any last words?
Cry havoc!
Let's make some kebabs.
Ha! The locker cannot hold me! Death before the mast!
This might sting.
Bow and blade. Swift as a coursing river.
Any last words?
The Dark Queen sails!
Too slow.
Let's make some kebabs.
Cry havoc! Ha ha! The locker cannot hold me!
This might
Death
sting.
before the mast!
Bow and blade.
The Dark Queen sails!
Any last words?
Swift as a coursing river.
Cry havoc!
Ours is your last breath.
Let's make some kebabs.
The locker cannot hold me! Before the mast! queen sails! Cry havoc!
Fight fire with fire.
The locker cannot hold me! Death before the mast!
Too slow.
Any last words?
The Dark Queen sails!
Bow and blade. Swift as a coursing river.
Let's make some kebabs.
Cry havoc!
Ours is your last breath.
This might sting.
The locker cannot hold me!
Any last words?
Death before the mast! The Dark Queen sails! Cry havoc!
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting.
Too slow.
The locker cannot hold me!
Any last words?
Death before the mast!
Bow and blade.
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting.
The Dark Queen sails!
Swift as a coursing river.
Any last words?
Too slow.
Let's make some kebabs.
Bow and blade.
Cry havoc!
This might sting.
The locker cannot hold me!
Swift as a coursing river. Too slow.
Fire reborn.
Death before the mast!
Any last words?
Eternal agony. Mayhem.
The Dark Queen sails!
Let's make some kebabs.
Cry havoc!
Eternal agony.
The locker cannot hold me!
This might sting.
Bow and blade. Swift as a coursing river. The sky will turn dark. Ours is your last breath.
Any last words?
Death before the mast!
dark. Ours is your last breath. Too slow.
Let's make some kebabs.
The Dark Queen sails!
Light my fire.
Bow and blade.
This might sting.
Swift as a coursing river.
Fight fire with fire.
Cry havoc!
Any last words?
Too slow.
Burn, burn,
Ha!
burn.
The locker cannot hold me!
Bow and blade.
This might sting.
Swift as a coursing river. Too slow.
From fire reborn.
Any last words?
Death before the mast!
Bow and blade.
The Dark Queen sails!
Swift as a coursing river.
Let's make some kebabs.
Too slow.
Cry havoc!
This might sting.
Ghosts and ashes.
Ha! The locker cannot hold me!
Bow and blade.
Any last words?
Not today.
Death before the mast!
Eternal agony. Mayhem.
The Dark Queen sails!
The sky will turn dark.
Let's make some kebabs.
Swift as a coursing river. Too slow. Bow and blade.
This might sting.
Cry havoc!
Swift as a coursing river.
Ha! The locker cannot hold me!
Too slow. Bow and
Any
blade.
last words?
Death before the mast!
Swift as a coursing river. Slow.
Let's make some kebabs.
Not today.
Growing mayhem.
The Dark Queen sails!
This might sting.
Cry havoc!
Eternal agony.
Bow and blade. Swift as a coursing river. Too slow.
Any last words?
Ha! The locker cannot hold me!
Light my fire.
Let's make some kebabs.
blade.
Death before the lost!
This might sting!
From fire reborn. Eternal agony.
Any last words?
Swift as a coursing river.
Let's make some kebabs.
Too slow. The sky will turn dark. The sky will turn dark. Bow and blade. Swift as a coursing river.
This might sting!
Too slow.
Any last words?
The Dark Queen sails!
Eternal agony.
Cry havoc! Ha-ha! The locker cannot hold me!
Let's make some kebabs.
Death before the lost!
Bow and blade. Swift as a coursing river. Too slow.
The Dark Queen
Any
sails!
last words?
Bow and blade.
Let's make some kebabs.
Light my fire. Fight fire with fire.
This might sting!
Swift as a coursing river. Too slow. Bow and blade.
Cry havoc!
Any last words?
Burn, burn, burn.
The night is dark.
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting!
Swift as a coursing river.
Any last words?
Too slow.
Ha-ha! The locker cannot hold me!